Alright guys, I'm back. Uh, After that last video, I went to sleep for a little while. Got a couple of hours sleep. Then my cat woke me up, so here it is, 4:41 a.m., Saturday, July 24, and I just finished up episode 4. And once again, another boring episode that's supposed to be full of meaning and heart, but because you don't know anything about these characters, you don't care, you know? Uh, I didn't write down too many notes because the show is just boring. Uh, Orko voice actor still sucks. Uh, well, before I go into that, so they go into the land of the dead, and their version of hell, I guess. They meet Scareglow. I guess he's like some ghost of Skeletor or whatever. Um, they get separated. You have Adra, Roboto, and I think Beastman together. Orko, Evelyn together, and Tila by herself. They get separated. Tila has to fight her fear, which is He-Man. Then Orko and Evelyn has to fight some huge shadow beast in a library. Roboto, Adra, and Beastman fight some other little minions. And they all have their moments, and it's boring and a bunch of talking, and nobody cares. It's just a boring episode. This whole miniseries is garbage, man. Uh, like I said, Orko voice actor sucks. It doesn't fit him. Apparently his name used to be, well, he is Oracle, but he can't say Oracle, so it just goes by Orko. And he tries to do some magic trick to find out where they're at, and he zaps some birds, kills them. It's not even funny. It's not even Orko-like. Uh, then I don't know. There's not even anything to talk about in this episode other than they face their fears and blah, blah, blah. And Tila gets the sword from Scareglow, and then they move on to Eternia's version of heaven, Preternia. And Orko gets killed off by fighting Scareglow. And once again, there's no heart to the story because you just don't care about these characters, man. I mean, nothing, anything. Just a trash episode for a trash TV show. I think I'm gonna just lump this and number 4 together, 5 together, because there's not much to tell in this episode. So, all right, guys. Till next time. Okay, guys. Overall, episode 5 was just as boring. There's just no energy in this mini series. That's what's lacking. I think if they really had fans who really cared about this show and the property and wasn't just trying to drag it through the mud and force their political agenda into it, we really could have had something really special here. I was really surprised. Let me take that back. I was really excited for this mini-series when I first heard about it because there was this coming out, there was another He-Man show coming out for Netflix, and then there was also rumors of that movie coming out. I think with I forgot that guy's name. Something Nicholas Cero, some crap like that. Let me see if I can pull his name up. Yeah, Michael Cera. Sorry, I don't know who the guy is, but this is the one they. Was it the guy who's supposed to be? It was rumored to be. I think this is the guy. I think it's the guy they wanted to be. They had rumors for a new He-Man movie. Let me see. Hold up. No, this guy, Noah Centineo. Yeah, this guy. But I was looking forward to this movie, but now I'm glad I didn't because I read this article yesterday or so, and look at that. Because it's trash, that's why. But anyway, I was excited for this movie that was coming out, this one, but which I'm glad because I read this article and it sounds stupid. But with Revelations, this other new He-Man cartoon coming out, plus this, I was really excited, and now I'm not hyped about anything. This TV show is garbage. So the fifth episode, they go to Valhalla, heaven, whatever you want to call it. They meet King Grayskull, who's voiced. This sounds like Dennis Haysbert, I believe it is, uh, from the Unit. If you remember that TV show, it doesn't fit King Grayskull. But anyway, I'll touch on that later on before I end the video about what they should have done. Uh, they meet King Grayskull. They talk and talk. Teela's still pissed off about the fact that everybody lied to her. Which, I mean, get over it, man. If you're gonna hold a grudge like that for God knows how long, then that's childish. So they get the sword. Roboto forges them back to one sword. He dies, and you're supposed to believe that Adra, I keep wanting to call her Adria from Stargate SG-1, but Adra, she's all crying, and it's like, you just met the guy. I mean, how do you, I don't know, you don't get a sense of how much time has passed between one episode and the other. There's no backstory for Azra, so she came out of nowhere, and it's like you don't get any kind of emotional background between these characters because you just met them, and it's so when Roboto dies, you don't care. When Orko dies, you don't care. Even if you're a long-time fan of the series, there was no emotion behind him dying. I didn't care about him and Evelyn in that library fighting that bad guy and they're having their moment. I just didn't care. There's no emotion behind it. No punch, no nothing to make you care when these characters die. They're just blank slates. So Roboto dies trying to forge the swords together. They go back to Eternia uh, with Prince Adam. Uh, they go back to the castle. Prince Adam says, "I have the power," and right in the beginning, or right in the middle of the transformation, Skeletor comes out of Evelyn's staff and he stabs Prince Adam in his stomach. And while he's falling down dead, Teela runs to him Everybody else is just standing transfixed while Skeletor has the sword and he finishes up the words and he becomes like some god, which reminds me of the 87 movie when that happened, which, whatever. But which I'll bring up, I'll show some clips of the, matter of fact, before I do that, let me go to this because I mentioned it in episode 1. If you remember the opening voice credits, oh, some not voice credits, uh, the opening voice prologue. Okay, they didn't bother. This isn't it. Let me clear out some of these pages. Then I'll show what I'm talking about. Now, if I wasn't trying to find it, I would find it. Well, here's the opening clip anyway, which that's all I want to show. Let's skip. Now, if you remember the opening of Revelations, the first episode, it has that guy narrating the opening. This is what I was talking about, where it reminds me of this. This is a better movie than Revelation. I don't care what anybody says. Dolph the Man Lundgren, Frank Langella, perfect as Skeletor, perfect.
At the center of the universe, at the border between the light and the dark, stands Castle Grayskull. For countless ages, the sorceress of Grayskull has kept this universe in harmony. But the armies of darkness do not rest, and the capture of Grayskull is evermost in their minds. For to those that control Grayskull will come the power. The power to be supreme, the power to be almighty, the power to be masters of the universe.
See, that reminds me of the opening of Revelation. And I'm not going to bring up the Superman clip, but if you look at the opening Superman from '77 with Chris Reeves, the opening credits reminds me of the opening credits of Revelations. So while they're in Valhalla, or pre-turning, or heaven, or whatever you want to call it, they meet King Grayskull, which is supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be some kin to He-Man. Let me bring it up to make sure, because I want to bring up a topic before I go into this. Now, because these continuities change, I don't know which one they used to be fair, but King Grayskull, first character introduced in He-Man, blah, blah, blah. Okay, ancestor of King Randor and Prince Adam. So they are some kin. So you know what? I'm going to say this. I could just pull up a clip from the movie to show you, but I'll do that instead. Oh, I already clicked off the Netflix window. Just to show you, so I can say what I gotta say and make a point. Come on, hurry up. There's no. Okay. I'm gonna skip all this crap. Blah blah blah. Okay. Let me show a clip of King Grayskull. Okay, there he is. Right there. Right there. That's King Grayskull right there. Now, you get a better picture of him. Okay, right there. Doggone it. Right there. Oh, come on. Well, anyway, you get what I'm. The guy right there, the black guy. Now look, if they wanted to do that, if they wanted a black He-Man, and I don't mean because he's the ancestor of He-Man. Obviously, they want to go around checking off boxes. Okay, you got a black character, you got a gay character, XYZ. And because of the article I showed in one of my other videos, how they had a black He-Man, this is what they should have done. You can kill off Prince Adam all you want. That's fine. I misspelled it, but if you guys remember this character, what is that? There was an episode of the classic 80s version when, let's see, where's it at? Where's it at? There's an episode where I think he loses his memory and uh, he meets this guy named Gorn. I think his name was Gorn. And it was a black dude. A bald-headed guy. Well, it probably wasn't Gorn then. What was that episode? Hold on a minute. I've got my my DVD of the classic series. Let me go through and see if I can remember what episode that was. Tale of Two Cities. I think that was the episode, what it was called. Tale of Two Cities. I know I'm all over the place with this episode. I mean, with this right there, that guy. Garn. Sorry, Garn. So if you wanted a black key man, this is what they should have done. They should have killed off Prince Adam like normal, you know, have him go to Valhalla, have the sorceress bring this guy in, give him the power sword, and bingo, there you go. You've got a black key man, but it's not Prince Adam. That's how you do it. Since they want to go around checking off boxes, you got Tila who's gay, you've got a black chick, Adra, all the guys in the movies or the TV show from Revelations, they're all bumbling idiots. How many times did Tila have to save Prince Adam when they were on those circular sky sled doohickeys? He kept falling, like he didn't even know what he was doing. And she kept having to save him. And then he falls in the mud like some imbecile. But this is what they should have done if they wanted a black key man. But anyway, and once again, let me. I'm not going to show the entire clip, but the same thing happens in the live action movie. If only for a couple of seconds, but still. See, he says it with way more enthusiasm than the guy in Revelation. God, I missed it when he changed into that. I like that scene too. Gosh, where's the scene at? See, why is this movie way more interesting than a animated movie from 2021? Well, here it is. Frank Langella just nails this movie. Okay, see, why is that way more cooler than what we just saw in Revelations episode 5? You practically did the exact same thing, except Skeletor didn't say, I have the power. But it's the exact same thing. So it's like, I don't know what they were trying to do. Were they trying to rip off? Well, I never read the comics, so I can't talk about the comics, but did they try to rip off stuff from the 80s cartoon, the comics, and then this 87 movie? Because there's bits and pieces of, I'm assuming the comics as well, bits and pieces from every single source. And they did it better in this movie than they did it in Revelation. Even the part about let this be our final battle was a direct quote from this movie. I'm not going to find that particular scene, but he says it in this movie if you've seen it before. He says the exact line, "Let this be our final battle." But let me just end this video because it's way too long. But overall, Revelation is garbage. Don't watch it. Uh, I mean, if you want to waste almost 2.5 hours of your time, go right ahead. It's your time, but I wouldn't recommend it. Or if you're gonna watch it, find it for free on some other website. Don't bother watching it on Netflix. So, and I'm really not even interested in season 2, whenever that comes out. So, till next time, guys.